Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the other side of the coin and welcome to the latest Chelsea news. Someone told me in the comment section not to do my trademark laugh and the hand gesture or the hand rubbing of the hands because they get put off by it. So I thought I'll try it out. You know what? That's the last time I'm trying that out. That's my trademark. The laughter, the hand rubbing, that's what it's all about. That's me. Don't you dare ever tell me not to be me. And if you don't like it, then you know what to do. You know what to do. You saw how it all started. It doesn't feel normal to me. It doesn't feel normal. Anyway, regardless of that, ladies and gentlemen. Look, we're back. We're back. Welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to your latest Chelsea news. Malo Gusto. Malo Gusto. Players are talking the right tune. There's something has changed drastically with each and every single one of these players. We've seen recently what Levi Colwell said. Fantastic interview he did a couple of days ago. I did a video on it, how the mentality is growing, changing, maturing. It's becoming stronger. And now we're seeing Malo Gusto doing some talk as well, Instagram post. But this isn't some sort of online shenanigans that he's up to. You know how I feel sometimes with some of these online shenanigans. This is more he's trying to speak. He's trying to communicate with the fan base out there. And I'm loving it. Honestly, I am loving it. These players, they've tasted silverware. And now that they've tasted that, they just want to keep on tasting this. They don't want to let go of this taste. Once you've tried something, that's it. And it's the standard. You want to have that standard all the time now. Do you know what I mean? You want to have that all the time. You don't want to now go backwards. You want to keep going forward. So look, I love it. I love it. Let's have a look at what Malo Gusto had to say, ladies and gentlemen. This is what he's saying. Gusto on Instagram. We won 2 trophies. We are Club World Cup champions. When you watch yourself back, the images, what it did to people around you, you know it's something powerful. It's what we play for, really, these moments. There are still even bigger trophies to go after. That's what we are chasing next. I love it. I love it. You start to see how the tune of the players have changed, and you feel that they're serious. It's not like some sort of a PR. You can tell when it's PR. 3 seasons. 3 seasons under the new ownership. We know what PR looks like. We've heard what players had to say, and we never believed them. We never believed them. We're like, yeah, look, this is pure PR. Now when the players are speaking, you're like, you know what? Something's changed. Ownership are making better decisions. Directors are making better decisions. Yes, Garnacho, we'll park it for a second. But overall, players are starting to mature. Manager is talking about winning Champions League. And you know what? I'm feeling it, man. I really am. This is the first time after a long time moving into a new season. I feel like our players, they're switched on. They are absolutely locked in. This upcoming season, ladies and gentlemen, look, whether we win the Premier League or not, I'm not sure. Whether we win the Champions League or not, I'm not sure. I'm getting the funny feeling, though, about the Champions League. I am in my tummy. I'm getting the funny feeling that we could do something. But I seriously believe we can win one of the silverware, whether it's the FA Cup, whether it's the Carabao Cup. Look, any of the trophies. Every season, these players need to feel and taste the glory of trophies. We don't want to go away any season without a silverware. Something. Bring me anything. Every season, get something. So that you can look back at your performance and go, you know what? Okay, we didn't do that great here and there, but we still won a trophy. We got this. Every season, I want to feel like that. Of course, we want to try our level best for the Premier League. Of course, we're going to try our level best for the Champions League, but we don't want to disregard Carabao Cup and FA Cup. I don't want to see, and I get it. When the season starts, there's big games coming up, this, that, the other. But I don't think we should disregard any of the trophies. We should take trophies very seriously. Last season, we were on a bit of a roll, and then we took a little bit unserious approach towards the Carabao Cup and got beaten by Newcastle, who eventually ended up winning. But, you know, it's not like we couldn't have won that. Literally a week before, we beat Newcastle in the Premier League. If you'd just gone with this, you know, a mentality of winning, we might have done something. So this season, ladies and gentlemen, I love it. And as I said, it's not just Malo Gusto. I've seen Levi Colwell talk like this. I've seen Enzo Fernandez talk like this. I've seen in recent times many players talk like this, including the manager. And it is a good feeling to see coming from the players. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm very, very excited for the upcoming season that's coming up. And Malo Gusto, big up to you. And on Malo Gusto as well. Look, there's no doubt he had a flop season last season. It did turn around right at the end, but overall he had a flop season. But you know what I've always said? I've seen what I've had to see when he was under Maurizio Pochettino. I knew he was a good player. And it was very surprising to see so many people, so many fans wanted to part ways. I was probably one of the very few that actually had Malo Gusto starting in the final against PSG. And so many people were like, oh my God, Miz, what? What, really? Malo Gusto? And I'm like, what do you want then? Like, are you guys done? So many people said they were done with Malo Gusto, and now all of a sudden the tune is changing. And of course, Maresca has helped the cause as well. Of course, it didn't help him inverting. One thing I always say about Malo Gusto, he always understood the strategy. He always understood the tactics because he was always there in the right spot. He just never was able to execute the tactic because he's not a half space player. He's not a number 10. He's not an inverted player. Right? Those were the positions where he would take up. But as soon as he got the opportunity to go back to the right and bomb down that right side, we got the old Malo Gusto back again. So let's see how it all happens for Malo Gusto. I still think he's a serious level player. Very, very good. And he's a youngster as well. So there's a lot of room for improvement, and he's already a top quality player. Let's see how he gets deployed next season. Hopefully, Maresca, by the end of the season that just finished, he would have learned a lot about how to get the best out of Malo Gusto. So let's see what happens. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, Chelsea players due back at Cobham today. They will start with the usual indoor-outdoor fitness test. I can't wait. I cannot wait to start seeing all the pictures that are going to flood in social media today. Once the players are back, we're going to see a whole heap of pictures from Chelsea admin pages all over X, all over Facebook, Instagram, everywhere, you name it, every social media platform out there. We're going to see plenty of pictures, and I cannot wait. Hopefully, we get to see Esteval Willian, Gerald Hatto, Gittens, all of the new signings, João Pedro. I don't know how many of the players are going to be back on time, but we're going to start seeing some pictures. And by the end of this week, we've got our first preseason game lined up against Bayer Leverkusen. Eric Ten Hag's Bayer Leverkusen as well, which is going to be interesting. And then straight after, literally a day off, and then straight after, we've got AC Milan as well. So, and AC Milan, they've actually been pretty good in the preseason so far. I've watched a couple of their games. So both of these games are going to be interesting. Of course, it's going to be heavily rotated, but I think we need some minutes under our belt moving into the new season that starts the weekend after, not the upcoming weekend that's going to happen in a few days time, in 4 or 5 days time. It's the weekend after the Premier League starts. So cannot wait for all the players to come back to Cobham and come back to training. I think exciting. I'm very, very excited for this upcoming season. As I said, I haven't felt this upbeat for Chelsea Football Club moving into a new season for a very long time, and I'm very, very happy that things are starting to change. Now, some transfer news. Fabrizio Romano just posted this out literally less than an hour ago. Christopher Nkunku still planning to leave Chelsea this summer with talks ongoing. Hopefully, Inter Milan, are you doing something? Look, there's no spot for Nkunku anymore. He's not part of the future. Inter Milan, come and collect your man. Whether these Italian clubs are able to pay the money that we desire, which is about £40 million, I believe, for Nkunku, we shall see. Bayern Munich, I think those interests have cooled. Any other clubs, we shall see. But Nkunku obviously wants to leave, and I think it's best for all parties involved that he leaves. Nico Jackson, once again, I'm not the one who's talking about Nico Jackson. Fabrizio Romano keeps talking about the way he keeps talking about Alejandro Garnacho. He keeps talking about Nico Jackson can also leave before end of the window in case important proposal comes in. And I think they will. There's going to be a massive domino effect as soon as Isak leaves Newcastle, which he will. I know he's now returned back to Newcastle, but once Liverpool finds their money from Saudis for the sale of Darwin Nunez, they've already collected quite a lot of money for Luis Diaz. Once they have all that money for Darwin Nunez as well, they'll go for Isak. They'll get Isak done, and then Newcastle will scamper to get a striker, and then whoever doesn't have a striker ultimately will end up going for Nicholas Jackson. I think his future at Chelsea Football Club, I feel like it's a huge question mark. I'll be shocked if he still stays around at the end of the transfer window finishing. Follows CFC exit plan with you and Broya done. Ja Felix official, Tariq George and Sterling next. I think, look, Nkunku, I don't know how long it's going to take for that to happen. Nicholas Jackson obviously will monitor till the end of the transfer window, but Tariq George and Raheem Sterling are the next one to go. Sterling's got suitors from Napoli, Fulham, and a few of the other clubs. His wages are a bit of a concern, whether he takes a wage cut or not. We shall see. But Tariq George, ladies and gentlemen, Xavi Simons and Tariq George to Leipzig. Maybe there might be some sort of a give us Simons, we'll give you Tariq George, but honestly, I would hate to lose him on a permanent. I still think there's a very, very quality player that can develop in Tariq George, and we'll see. We'll see if it's a permanent or if it's a loan. I get the feeling it might end up being a permanent. Hopefully, if it is a permanent, then we can get a buyback clause on it. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts about everything we spoke about, especially Malo Gusto, wanting to win every trophy out there. We're chasing trophies. This is what we're going to do in the upcoming season. We are the chasers, chasing trophies. That's what we do. Smash up the like button if you're here for the first time. Subscribe, hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Until next time, take care. See ya. Bye.